This week's video is going to be a little different. I had my friend Christy come over yesterday, and she told me I needed to share this information, and so the message I had today is going to wait. I know there's a lot of grandparents out there raising their grandkids or with their grandkids a lot more than their parents are. I know there are people out there raising kids who don't really understand our current school system. It is the curriculum that they use for public schools, and I don't know about Christian schools or private schools, but I do know for sure the public school system is using Common Core. And what Common Core is it is an old school system used by the communists. There's a handbook for communism, and that is what they used to manipulate society in order to control them. And this has been implemented since President Obama took office. He got rid of all of our textbooks, all of our curriculums that we were using, and has brought in this system. Bill Gates also has put in $40 million for this system. Now, when our Secretary of Education took over, because Trump was trying to get rid of Common Core, that was her first goal. And the Democrats didn't like her because of it. They want us stupid. They want us manipulated to believe what we're told. I need you to understand, this is not something we take lightly. I'm not saying anything that's not factual. Look it up. It's all on the internet. Common Core, you can even look up how they do Common Core math. It's very disturbing. Our children are being brainwashed, not just by curriculum, but also by questioning their genders, questioning who they are, not believing that they're the right person. They weren't created to be who they are. It's a complete and utter turnaround from what God has designed us to be. The reason why I'm saying this is because there's a lot of people out there that still don't know this. Our politics are tied to our way of life, believe it or not. The Democrats want to take away what this country was founded on. They want to take away our freedom of speech, of religion. And I'm not talking all religions. They are targeting Christians especially. We need to take a stand, not just for us, but for our children. Look at your school system. Look at your online school system, because it's in there too. I homeschooled my kids from kindergarten through 8th grade. I put my 2 oldest boys into the online school system and found out it had Common Core. And that's why they couldn't pass, because they hadn't been indoctrinated into it. So those two, my 2 oldest boys, do not have a high school diploma or GED. The GED program, at least in our state of Oregon, is riddled with Common Core as well. Oregon is not going to get rid of Common Core. They've embraced it. They're celebrating it. Last I heard, way back when our Secretary of Education took over, Mississippi was, I think, one of the only states that got rid of Common Core. It needs to go. Look at your children's teachers. They are doing some questionable things. I saw online that a teacher had actually had children take pictures of themselves in their underwear and to post it online. This is the audacity of these teachers that we are living with. And I remember my mother-in-law telling me years and years ago that she did not like putting her children in school because her children believed in the authority of their teacher and not the authority of her. I feel like we're still living in that generation of, we as parents, as grandparents, aunts, uncles, whoever, we do not have a say in our children's lives. It's the teachers, it's the social media, it's the mainstream media that is controlling and manipulating the minds of our children. We need to take control, and we need to take it now. We need to stop all of this insanity. I'm saying this also to protect our children. We as parents need to be vigilant. Keep your children off of social media. None of it can be trusted anymore. Sex trafficking is a thing, and there are people coming after children every single day. Don't let them leave home without someone. Don't let them go somewhere unless you know where or who they are going with. And it doesn't matter, teenager or whatever. You keep track of your children. I'm saying this because I wanted to create the facility not just for ministry. I want to make that very clear. My idea for the facility was way beyond that, actually. My idea for the facility was to create a place for education. I don't believe a one-way education of just academics is enough. Not everybody's inclined to academics. Not everybody's inclined to do what the school system has deemed for everyone. I want to teach personal finance. I want to teach business courses. I want to teach accounting. I want to teach things that prepare children and teenagers for whatever they want to go do for their future. My goal is to wipe out colleges, because that's also where the indoctrination is taking place. Colleges. You're paying those tuitions for your students, your children, to learn Common Core, to learn to throw temper tantrums when they're not getting their way, to learn to riot, to tear down businesses, and to hurt our country. I really need you parents to wake up to what is going on. I myself have felt like I've lived in a tunnel thanks to Christy opening my eyes. And what I'm about to say is not pretty. It's not, it may be hard to take, but it's true. We have Amber Alerts being issued constantly. Pastor Stephen just told me of one in Kansas where a 37-year-old man was trying to abduct a 14-month-old girl. It's got to stop. We've got to protect our children. And not just from sex trafficking. I'm realizing from Christy that our children are being used for body parts. So if your child happens to go missing, you may never see them again. And that is actually a better paying market. They make more money off of our children's body parts than they do off of sex trafficking. The dark web is a real thing. And I remember growing up, the saying, lock your children up. We literally have to do this now. It's a sad time that we live in. And our ministry loves children. Our ministry wants to protect children. Our ministry wants to educate everybody out there on what we can do. I understand not everybody can educate from home. I'm not saying that you should. I'm saying educate yourself. Look it up. I did find, I think it's called Discovery Online or Discovery K-12 or something to that effect. That is a secular homeschool option, but it's not Common Core. Look up the vernacular, the grammar that's being used to describe the school system that you're putting your children into. Change it. Fix it. They've got all the teachers now able to see your classroom at home when your kids are online. That shouldn't be an option. That shouldn't even be allowed. You're getting an education. You shouldn't be getting, somebody looking at your stable home or unstable home. A boy had a little toy gun sitting there next to him, and the teacher called the police. I mean, this is the day and age we live in. Really, really. We really need to be vigilant as parents, as grandparents, or whoever is raising children in this day and age. America's not what you thought it was. School system's definitely not what it used to be. It is untrustworthy. They are changing our children's minds. They're brainwashing them because they can't do anything about it. They're the most innocent in this world. And one of the things that I've always valued in raising my children is I want their innocence to stay as long as possible. And what our society wants to do is rip it away from them early and earlier and earlier. Once it's ripped away, they can't get that back. So please, I urge you this week, do your studies. Look at Common Core. Look at your school system that your children are in. Go meet the teachers. Find out what they're doing to your child, your grandchildren, cousins, nieces, nephews. Find out what they're doing. Find out what they're saying. Is your child questioning their gender? Who they are? Who God made them to be? Do they not understand how to do their math? Look at how they're doing their school. Look at their schoolwork. If it's not what you were taught, if the way they're doing math is something ridiculous, pull them out of school. Yank them. I'm urging you. This is not something to take lightly. They are changing the way our kids are thinking. And this is why it's hard to talk to some of these kids, because they don't think like they should have. And they're easily manipulated. That's why they do this to children. I'm urging you this week, please, do your homework. Do whatever you can. Share this video. This is real. It's not a joke. I'm not doing this out of, anything. I'm not gaining anything from it. Abeka, if you grew up with Abeka, that system is still out there. You can still get it, take it home, buy it, whatever, teach it to your children. I use the Bob Jones University curriculum, and I've used it for years. And I urge you, go out there, look. Christianbook.com has lots of different curriculums, homeschool classifieds. You can get used curriculums much cheaper. eBay, Amazon. Buy the books and teach your children at home if you can. Or if you can find somebody who's willing to teach your kids, willing to give them the opportunity of learning about creation, learning about how our founding fathers came to this country for religious freedom. That is why they came here, because England would not allow them to practice their religion. That's what this country's been founded on. And a political party wants to rip that away from us. So please do your research. Do your homework. And I urge you to take this absolutely seriously. Watch little children. Watch where they're going. Watch who they're with. Watch if cars are pulling up against them or trying to take them. Be vigilant in protecting all children. They are innocent in all of this, and they need to know we as adults care, and that we're there for them. Our ministry is growing to help children. My heart is for children. My heart is for educating people for the children. So please, I urge you, look everything up and educate yourself. If we rise up as a nation and say no more, you can't hurt our children anymore. Our school systems need to change. By the way, Oregon is the worst school system in the whole United States. If that makes any consolation to you, do your research. Get on the internet, search. Talk to people. I'm here. If you have any questions, I'm here. And we are willing to help in any way that we can. I thank you, Christy, for this week, for opening my eyes, for teaching me something. I love this team of people. We teach each other stuff. We're not all ego and we all know everything. We're constantly learning something new every day from each other. And I urge you, don't stay in the box and think that everything's hunky-dory and wonderful. It's not. It's not a pretty picture anymore. It's the innocence of our country is gone. Unfortunately. But we as a nation can come together and try breaking all of this apart. And it's time to. So thank you for watching. I pray that all of you will be enlightened by the new information and do your part, whatever that means. Pray about it, ask God to help you with it. And I look forward to hearing from you this week.